Hi everybody. Sorry for the spooky ambiance. And yeah, it's a little late. Also sorry for any sudden pauses in the video. Like I said, it's late, but I live in a crazy overpopulated part of town, so even at like 1 a.m. there's people driving everywhere. Yeah, another car's coming right now. Okay, I think we're good for another few seconds. They're just really loud. Anyway, I took a walk because it's good to take walks when you're feeling in a sentimental way, I have found. I think it's a good idea to take walks if there's a feeling or a thought that you have and not really able to like shake it necessarily. Like something that's kind of nagging at you. Because I feel like it's easy to I don't know. Like you hear a song or you watch a movie or you play a game, read a book, whatever it is, have a conversation, see a place you've been to. Any number of things can kind of spark, I feel like, a thought. And I think it's easy to kind of dwell on a thought that comes like that for a moment and kind of acknowledge that, there's something that maybe your body's trying to tell you, or that maybe there's a memory that wants to resurface because it's relevant to, like something that's going on. And we probably don't even, we don't probably consciously even think those thoughts. I think they just kind of, I think our subconscious or whatever kind of takes care of it and kind of just sends the message like, hey, this is like something like to note. And I think it's easy to like, I don't know. I think it's easy to put those thoughts on hold and like boot up a game or start a show or a movie and just kind of like shove it away. And I have found for myself that when something like that happens and a thought does come up like that, I have found it to be extremely valuable to like go on a walk. Especially a really nice view. And just kind of like meditate on it. Talk out loud. Which is kind of why I decided to get the old camera out around here, because I'm like, I was talking out loud anyway, and I was like, this might be a good food for thought. The thing that's on my mind right now that I'm kind of chewing on is me and a friend went to a place that we used to live at a year ago or so ago. And and we were like reflecting on it, and just we were just kind of like blown away by like the amount of nostalgia that we had for it. And I reflected how peaceful it was a year ago when, I mentioned the jobs we had and just the situations that we were in. I was like, that was so peaceful. Like, how did things get so stressful? Because like a year ago when we were in those conditions, we were both crazy stressed and we were barely like getting through the day and wishing for better days to come. And looking back on it, I'm like, that was so peaceful and like nice. Like what happened? And then she said, well, nostalgia is kind of like, it just, not all the time, but it oftentimes takes the best of the memories we have and lets us reflect on them. And like, we're just focusing on the good of the memories. Because she's like, we were stressed. Like, we were dying and like, we were super upset and there was a lot of things going wrong, but the nostalgia is letting us, or we're focusing on the good in the nostalgia. And I thought that was really interesting. And it got me to thinking like what, I'm gonna pause this while I call my friends. Sorry, it's also like freezing cold, so I'm trying to stay warm, but Okay, I'm going to derail the thought processy right now, but I think it'll tie back to the point I'm trying to make. I look out at the view I'm in right now, that I have right now, and I see a freeway. I can hear trains every now and then. I see colleges, I see hospitals, I see a bustling city, I see pitch blackness where nature is, gigantic mountains. And really it's the mountains and the clouds that are kind of making this thought process go along, but I'm like, there's all this, and I'm just kind of here in it. And maybe, definitely, there is a lot of stress. And a lot of things that just kind of suck, dude. Like, especially like the last few days, I feel like in the world, but even just like personally, which is where I try to keep my, I know my range of effectiveness is kind of important. But I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that's stressful and sucks, but there's also good things. And it makes me wonder, while we're stressing about stuff, how many like positive things how many positive things we miss because we're focused on the negative stuff. And like, I do, I like, in a year's time, potentially more, just down the road, I want to come back and look at moments in these spots I've had, and with these, listen to songs that relate to memories, and like see things. Like, I want to have nostalgia is what I'm saying, but I don't want to find these happy memories for the first time through nostalgia. I don't know how there's so many people awake and driving right now, but it's driving me insane. Anyway, I don't want to live my life through nostalgia. I don't want to live a happy life through nostalgia exclusively. I want to focus on the good while it's here. I want to be able to handle stress and be like, there is stress, there's also good. The song Comedy by like Gon Hoshino, I think, or Gian, I don't know. It's the intro for Spy Family season 1. Although, for vanity's sake, I would like to know, I found it through Death Stranding first. Or at least the artist through Death Stranding. Anyway, it's a really good song, and the English lyrics are really touching and hopeful. And the way I interpret them, because they're in Japanese, so I'm reading a translation of the song, so it's probably not the most accurate. But as someone who's, learning the lyrics through that way, it's I know it's the way I interpret it is it's a song just about kind of like living in the moment, being happy with the people you're with. I mean, I think it's a love song, but even so, you can apply it, I think, to various things, and it's just a good way to keep yourself in check, I guess, with reality, As everyone knows, for me personally, work is really hard, but even that can be put in perspective. Like, life is a bigger thing than just one aspect of it, whether it's good or bad. And one of the skills I guess we have is to focus on the good and not ignore the bad. You don't want to ignore things, but to be able to I can't say this word for life of me, compartmentalize and like deal with your shit. And that just seems like a good skill. So, I don't know. I want to have that whimsy, magical vibe in my life where, man, these cars, it is so late. How are there so many people driving around right now? I'm not even on a main road, holy cow. I'm also in a rich person neighborhood, and I've seen the same couple cars drive by a few times, so I wonder if I'm going to get a cop coming up to me and asking me what I'm doing so late. Because that's how it be. Anyway. See, I'm already letting all this stressful stuff get in the way. It's just hard. I'm rambling at this point. I don't think I have anything else to say. Those are my thoughts. I want to visualize a life for myself where I'm when I'm not working a stressful job to start. That would be awesome. But whatever job I'm working, I get off and I'm having fun walking home, and maybe someday down the road there's a kid and a wife, and just having fun, living life, letting it be simple, letting it be a happy thing. Dealing with the stress, having the skills to do it, having the confidence to do it. And then once you get through that quickly and tidily, life's just good. That's the dream. Anyway, that's all I have. I'm sure these thoughts have been thought many, many, many times by other people, but maybe my perspective has something in it. I don't know. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry I haven't uploaded. I say that every time I upload, and I hate it. I'm not in an ideal spot to make videos right now. And I've also been crazy sick, as you can probably hear, so I don't know. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is I hope you have a good night or day whenever you watch this. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye.